Hello again, and thanks for joining us on CRBC Radio to listen to the program Healthy Lifestyle Africa. Don't forget, Healthy Lifestyle Africa is put together by Asuko Diagnostic and Medical Center at Medisliso Avenue right here in Calabar. This week on the program, I have, as usual, Mr. Sunday Clement. Actually, he will be talking on the topic Eating Life Away or Bad Eating Habits. Let me welcome you to the program. Welcome, sir.
It's my pleasure. Good morning.
Yeah, when I saw the topic Eating Life Away, how would you eat life away?
Well, eating life away basically is a word that we coined to express how people eat the good part of their health away. Because what we eat is what we become. When you eat good food, you have good health. And if you eat bad food, you have bad health. So that is what it literally means. So when you indulge in habits, in very bad eating habits, then you definitely will end up losing some vital part of your health.
Okay, very well. That reminds me of a story I heard from Uganda where a man went for an eating competition and ate many things in one under 2 minutes or so. At the end of the day, he got 850 naira equivalent as in their currency there. And trust what happened. Yeah. He died after maybe 6 hours.
Yeah. That's a very bad one.
That's it.
It's a bad one.
Tune in to Healthy Lifestyle Africa on 105.5 Paradise FM Calabar every Friday at 9 a.m.
So what do you consider bad eating habit?
There are a lot of eating habits that people indulge in, which is not good for our health. Like I've said before, eating good food is what gives us very good health. So, but if we have the culture or the habit of not paying attention to what we eat, there are usually health implications to this kind of attitude. Now, it's very important, and we have said it over and over again, that and we'll continue to say it so that people can take it very seriously. The first thing is that the orientation of people need to change concerning the kind of things that they put in their mouth. If you are not sure the content of what you're about to eat, then it is advisable to stay away from them. The first thing is the attitude where you say someone sits in front of his house and see someone passing with some kind of food, and say, hey, hello, come here, let me get this. And they buy. After a while, somebody else is passing, Ole, come here. They buy. Another time, they see someone else. In the same spot, they have different combinations going on in their stomach. So this is not a very good habit, because you can hardly be able to say, this is exactly what I'm eating and why I'm eating it. So it's a very bad habit that it's not good for people to indulge in. So if you are not sure what you are eating, it's not advisable to go for them. Then the second thing is eating late at night. It's not good for people, to eat late at night. And especially, today people don't really like so much weight. It's no longer generally. Some people believe that it's not fashionable. But some people like it. But burning away fat, it's something that it's more expensive. You can easily gain weight, but when it comes to burning it down, then you have to spend a lot of money to get rid of the weight. So when you indulge in eating late at night, you end up having excessive kind of calories stored up in the system, and you remember that towards evening you're tending towards going to bed. So you don't really have anywhere to expend the energy you are stocking up in your system. So eventually these are converted to fat which are stored in the system. So eating late at night is not advisable at all. And there are a lot of implications for that. The next thing is people need to understand that, look, as we grow older, you need to play down on the content of sugar that we take. Anything sugary, as we are born, we're used to taking sugary things, even children of nowadays. If you give them anything that is not sugary, they spit it out. So as we adults, we must understand that, look, our body is actually winding down, and the ability to effectively break down sugar, it's not as efficient that the way it used to be. So it's important for us to at least play down on the level of sweeteners, artificial sweeteners that we take, and level of sugar that we consume. The same goes for salt as well. Excessive salt, have been linked to different kinds of ailments that people don't find so funny these days. And you remember that most people don't do exercise. They eat a lot of food and they don't do exercise. If you want to eat, you should eat in moderation. You shouldn't excessively stock up your system with a lot of food, and eventually you get yourself to blame. Then when you talk of multitasking, some people can be eating and at the same time doing something else. There's a tendency for such people to end up overeating because they are not paying attention and they don't know when they are full. The second thing is if you have a nature of work that is so stressful, you don't take breakfast, you don't take lunch, then you decide, okay, let me combine everything at night. It's not good to do that. It's a very bad eating habit. So these are some of the things that are not too good, when it comes to eating culture.
Okay, very well. You've said so many things about eating your life away, and I begin to wonder where the concentration is going to be. You cited an instance where most people sometimes they sit somewhere and call like several kinds of food to meet them in one place.
Okay, the doctors advise that you eat moderately to avoid overworking your system. Dr. Uket is already in the house. Doctor, can we know the steps one could take?
Thank you very much. The first step towards healthy eating is eating smart. And by eating smart, I mean it's not just what you eat, it's how you eat it. You have to take time to chew your food. Most of us rush over our food. It's either we are driving or watching television. All these things compromise digestion. So even if you're poor and you have food to eat, if you rush over it, you're not eating smartly, you're not eating healthily. Now, when you are stressed, so many of us, people that work in the oil servicing companies, in the hospitals, even the doctors, we are so stressed that we rush over our food. We eat while we are working, while we are driving, while we are arguing. Some people eat while watching television. If you notice, most people don't eat on their dining table anymore. They eat right in front of the television while watching news. These things compromise digestion, and that is what could cause heartburn or even inflammation of the colon. So you try to eat your food slowly, and before beginning any meal, you take deep breath. If you watch the whites, that's what they do. They put on candles, they play soothing music, they eat their food slowly. Most of us don't even chew rice, we swallow it. If you also listen to your body, the brain gives you signals when to stop eating. But most people don't stop eating when they are full. They want to finish the food. Fine, it's not good to waste the food. So make a little quantity that you can finish. But we tend to consume large quantity of food and forget the fact that every extra food that the body doesn't use is converted to fat. And most people in Nigeria think that once you are fat, you are healthy. It is not true. You have to listen to your body and you have to eat early. Most people eat garri and go and sleep. That is wrong. You don't do that because you eat heavy food early enough so that your body can utilize it in the day. And in the night, you take something light so that when you sleep, the caloric dispensation is digested and then you are healthy. 1/3 of all cancers are linked to diet. As we talked about breast cancer, colon cancer, stomach cancer, they're all linked to diet. And we find out that if you eat healthy food, if you eat food, good diet, it prevents heart disease, cancer, stroke, diabetes. It combats obesity, blindness from cataract, and depression from lack of vitamin B. So it's very important.
Oh, that's interesting because what you have just said, so many people rush their food, they are stressed up, definitely. Doctor, thanks very much. I had with me Dr. Helen Uket. She's been able to give us tips on how to eat healthily. Actually, that we shouldn't rush our food. We should avoid stress, rush. We should always make sure we take deep breath, eat very slow to energize the system, to make sure the system absorbs what we are taking. I'd like to remain grateful to Dr. Helen Uket that found time to be on the program as a resource person. Doctor, thanks very much for coming on the program.
You're welcome.
You're listening to Healthy Lifestyle Africa, a program that gives you information on how to prevent diseases.
I still have with me a lifestyle expert, Mr. Sunday Clement. Let me ask, the concentration, should it be on the quality of food you eat or the quantity that you eat? which is bad?
The quality is as well important as the quantity, but we place much more attention on the quantity of food that you eat. If you understand that you have a kind of sedentary lifestyle, you don't expend so much energy, and you probably don't have very good exercise culture,
so you eat less.
Advisable you eat less. That's the truth. And if you expend so much energy, then we advise you to eat as much as you want to eat, provided you know you're going to expend most of the energy. The purpose of eating is not just to eat. The purpose of eating is to serve you. But people like to eat because it's compulsory for them to eat, and they keep eating and keep eating. Then the second thing, which is less important, is the quality of what you eat. That is well important, but more importantly is the quantity. Then the quality, the combination of food. In our previous editions, we've spoken about the wrong food combinations and the right food combinations. Maybe one of these days we might look into
repeat
that again.
Maybe go through that again. And I know that the popular slogan is that you can eat your breakfast, share your lunch, and forget your dinner. Okay, in case you've just joined us, you're on to Healthy Lifestyle Africa on CRBC Radio, and I still have with me a lifestyle expert, Mr. Sunday Clement. But I'd like to add that in case you want to ask one or two questions on the topic we've just discussed, you can send a text message to the number 0803 6755 958. Please, you don't need to flash or call. All you need is to send a short message. Again, just what can be done actually to change those bad eating habits that you just mentioned? Because food as it is important, we don't want food to kill us.
Okay. What I would just advise generally is our orientation. The first thing is to make up our mind that we definitely take our diet more seriously. We'll take the lead when it comes to taking the lead. I've always advised people to have a good plan when it comes to what you're going to eat in the morning, what you're going to take in the afternoon, and what you like to have for dinner. It shouldn't just be a kind of accident crash thing that, okay, what do you have? Anything you have, I'll eat, because there's a way our body is programmed, and we should, as much as possible, strive for that. That's the first thing. Orientation, that's the first thing. The second thing is that we must as well put in the back of our mind that moderation principle should be applied to everything when it comes to food. We should eat in moderation. We should not excessively eat. Then the third thing is that we must take a lot of water. Water is very good for our health. We take a lot of drinks which dehydrate our system, but we don't drink water because we don't feel thirsty, and when we feel thirsty, sometimes we even take soft drinks, which further dehydrates the system, which is not good. So it's not a good eating habit as well. So we should, as much as possible, even if we are not feeling thirsty, we should take a lot of water, apply moderation, then have the orientation that, look, I need to pay attention to the kind of food that I eat.
Okay, actually, emphasis has always been on taking so much water. Does water not have any side effect?
Okay, water is very good for the body. It doesn't have any side effect, provided it's
Clean.
still taken, it's clean, and the only side effect is that you urinate more often, and it's very good for your kidney.
Okay, very well. Any other information with respect to the topic we've just discussed, eating your life away?
It's just people, like I've said before, people should take more importantly, the issue of moderation to everything when it comes to eating. And eat in moderation so that we don't end up eating our life away.
Okay, very well. That's a great one there. I know that in as much as we fight every day, we toil night and rains to ensure that we have food on our table. We should be able to ensure that we don't take food unnecessarily that would actually lead to untimely death. And that means that you have to adopt moderation in whatever you do in life. Everything to excess is dangerous, according to a lifestyle expert. I'd like to thank Mr. Sunday Clement from Asioko Diagnostic Center. Thanks for coming around on the program.
It's my pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Thank you very much. On behalf of the program producer Stella FM, my name is Erim Ega. Thank you very much for being a part of it.